Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, September 10, 2025. The country continues to maintain its decline in all major categories of crime, with the latest figures from the Jamaica Constabulary Force JCF showing a 15.7% drop. This is for the period January 1 to September 6 this year, when compared to the same period in 2024. The biggest decline is for murders, with a reduction of 42% or 340 fewer people killed. Shooting is down by 34.1% or 249 less incidents. Rape followed with a 26.3% decline, while robbery recorded a downward trend of 12.6%. Still on crime, the Jamaica Constabulary Force is encouraging individuals and business operators to report incidents of extortion. Detective Sergeant Grace Fraser Lawrence says the impact runs in the billions of dollars annually, and measures are in place to protect persons who make reports.
I know of the fear factor and I know that you are intimidated. However, the police, when you actually work with the police, when you actually report the crime to us and we start to do our investigation, we can honestly sit here and tell you that things will happen. Persons will be prosecuted. We have the judiciary system that we work well with, and we will ensure that things are done.
Among the manifestations of extortion outlined by Detective Fraser Lawrence are person-to-person contact, offering protection for money, the issuing of letters with demands and threats, phone calls and text messages. But the police say technology and intelligence have been aiding with the unearthing of suspects and evidence, as well as providing the capacity to see what's happening in those spaces. Detective Fraser Lawrence says awareness and community involvement is key to breaking the back of this crime.
Awareness is very important. It's very foundational. The more informed that a society is, the less vulnerable they are. They become more empowered to actually resist, to report criminal activities. And it also decreases the fear factor that is plaguing our society at this time. So when a society becomes aware of what to do, what not to do, it helps us so much in solving this plague of kidnapping and extortion.
Detective Fraser Lawrence was speaking on the JCF's Force for Good podcast. Meanwhile, the JCF is also imploring persons to take legal public passenger vehicles that are identifiable by red license plate. This is to avoid the possibility of being taken against their will by persons offering the service illegally. The warning was made by Detective Inspector Paulette Winter Crossfield, Station Manager for the National Strategic Anti-Gang Division.
There are taxis or persons, motorists, operating motor vehicles pretending to be taxis, and then persons who are so unsuspected, not knowing that it's not taxi, enter the vehicle and then they are held at gunpoint in the vehicle and taken to ATM, forced to give their banking information for the criminals to withdraw monies.
Detective Inspector Winter Crossfield says while the prevalence of this activity rises and falls over time, it is important for persons not to drop their guard. She further cautions that sexual offenses are also committed against women and girls by illegal operators of public passenger vehicles.
So we advise that you take the regularized vehicles, transportation. We also advise that you take photographs of the vehicle and the license plate, and if it's possible, take a photograph of the driver and send it on to a trusted relative or friend.
In other news, the Ministry of Education has announced that investigations and interventions will be carried out to ensure children are not denied access to school as the new academic year gets underway. The move follows reports of students being locked out of schools on the first day of classes due to violation of grooming standards and other rules. Portfolio Minister Dr. Dana Morris-Dixon tells JIS News that no child should be denied entry to school or the opportunity to learn. She is urging school administrators to find respectful solutions that do not involve turning students away.
All children deserve access to a safe and inclusive education. In situations where there may be concerns, including those related to grooming standards and other disciplinary matters, we believe that these matters must be handled respectfully and collaboratively. And we're going to have to send the right signal to our children that we respect them, we care for them, but at the same time that we have rules that need to be followed.
Dr. Morris Dixon adds that she is encouraged by the strong start to the school year, noting the enthusiasm of students and parents, particularly with the rollout of the government's new rural school bus service. And finally, the political ombudsman has given September 17 as the deadline for removal of all mounted political campaign materials across the island. In a release on Tuesday, the office reminded all political parties, candidates, campaign managers, agents, and supporters of the legal requirement for the removal within 14 days of the election. While commending stakeholders on their active participation in the democratic process, the political ombudsman is urging full compliance with the law to restore public and private spaces across Jamaica. Members of the public are also being encouraged to assist by reporting campaign materials left in place after September 17. Reports may be submitted by calling 876-754-5845 or via the online complaints portal at ecj.com.jm. Reports can also be made in person at the office of the Political Ombudsman at 46 Duke Street, Kingston, or by email to ecjombudsman@eoj.com.jm. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.